One of the major side effects of cancer drugs is actually cancer. Take a minute and think about that. Take your time and think about it. So you have radiation. And radiation is basically, we put that tissue or a specific place of the body that is actually affected or infected. We expose it to very high intensity of rays and the radiation. Now, word on the streets is that doctors or those doctors who carry out the x-rays, the radiographers, they end up suffering issues with fertility. A doctor who is always doing x-rays, carrying out or helping in diagnosis, they end up suffering infertility. Some of them die from cancer that is caused by radiation. Now we want to add this radiation and expose it to one tissue so that it gets to clear the cancer cells. Now remember, radiation is non-specific. We are not targeting just those cancer cells. The radiation will react the same way to other cells. So what is the end result? You know better. Number 2 is surgery. If you realize, radiation is trying to fix the symptom, not the cause. And I'll tell you the cause. And of course, most of you know the cause already. Surgery is removing this. Take a good look at ladies who carry out a surgery for fibroids. Then 2-3 years down the line, they're back with another fibroid. Why? Because you just removed the lumps and the growths, but you did not fix what caused the growths, which is estrogen. So if you don't fix the estrogen, of course, we expect you to come back. And that is how the big pharma is designed. That's how the medical field is designed. Come back. Well done. Come back. We have this solution for you. Anyway, that is surgery. Still fixing the symptoms just the same way radiation does. Number 3 is hormonal therapy. This is where your hormones are messed up, so you try to fix it using other hormones. Number 4 is immunotherapy. Immunotherapy is basically us trying to give you something that will boost your immunity. Now listen to that keenly. Listen to that keenly. That we give you a drug or a substance that is supposed to boost your immunity. Instead of just telling you, stop what you've been eating that lowered your immunity. Start fasting to boost your immunity. Free therapy. We have to give you a medication or we have to give you a substance that is coming in to boost your immunity. So of course we have an idea that cancer cannot survive when your immunity is coming up. But we don't want you to fix that immunity. No. We want to be the ones who actually dispense to you a drug or a nutrition supplement or a compound that is going to boost your immunity. If you have been on this channel for long, you are brighter than that. That nothing is coming in to boost your immunity when you're still lowering your immunity through the kitchen. Nothing is coming in to fix what you're causing yourself. Nothing. Let's be honest. And the reason why I put up this live is because I wanted us to be as honest and as rogue as possible with this issue of cancer. Just the same way we went rogue on the issues of HIV, we're going to go rogue and hard on these issues of cancer. Because sometimes we sit back and we think, are we killing our people? Are we here for the business? If we are here for the business, why don't we just be straightforward that this is business? Why don't we be bold enough to inform people that yes, these chemotherapeutic agents are going to change your life? And that word, underline that word, change. They are going to change your life. And most importantly, you might recover, but how about the aftermath of the chemotherapeutic agents? The aftermath. Know this, that these chemotherapeutic agents are targeting rapidly multiplying cells. Now we are going straight to the side effects of these drugs. When you're targeting rapidly multiplying cells, I want you to understand where the side effects are coming from. So when you take, let's say, doxorubicin, that's one of the chemotherapeutic agents. And just before I go there, there's a plant. I want you to Google a plant that is called Catranthus roseus. I wish I can explain that. I wish I can write that so that you can actually understand it. I want you to Google that plant. That plant is actually in our homesteads, and it has pink flowers. Others have white flowers. So as we were growing up, we knew this plant as a flowery plant. We actually used to smell it, and it was actually being planted for the aesthetic value in the compounds. But you see, and this plant is still all over in your compounds. This is the same plant that produces an anti-cancer drug. Do you know that? This is a plant that is used to produce anti-cancer agents, and specifically for cancers that come in children, the Burkitt's lymphoma and all that, even the leukemias. That drug is called vincristine, and there's another one called vinblastine. Those are the two anti-cancer drugs that come from that plant. And we've been ignoring it all through. So now, as usual, as Africans, we have to wait for people to come and take these plants, go process them, get the vincristine and vinblastine from them, make a solution that they come to inject you with. Some of our herbs are very necessary in form of the spices. So when somebody tells you that spices are going to cause you gastritis, look at them and just start laughing. This is the same person who tells you that don't use chili pepper, you'll get gastritis. But the same person brings you the cubes, the R cubes. The same person brings you processed spices with preservatives, with MSG, with nitrates. Imagine that. This is a plant that we used to play around with, but now it comes in a vial or an ampule that is very expensive as an anti-cancer agent. If you Google that plant, you will see it is actually a source of two medications for cancer therapy. One is vincristine, the other one is vinblastine. How amazing. So therefore, God put all the solutions in Africa, but we always ignore them. We always ignore them because we think we are so smart. And that's why we are stuck in the syllabus, in the guidelines. Ask a doctor anything, they still sing about the guidelines. They still sing about the peer-reviewed papers because they're so brainwashed and conditioned to think in a certain way. But anyway, today I will not go that direction. So, cancer drugs, the chemotherapeutic drugs, and this is for the respect of people who are suffering from cancer. The best way to treat or to prevent cancer is through changing the kitchen, eating clean and fasting. Listen to that statement alone and you can quit, you can live this life. The best way to treat or to prevent cancer is to fix the kitchen and to start fasting. And I will explain why. Let me just put that there. You fix the kitchen and you start fasting. So I'll explain this. But let's continue. So the chemotherapeutic agents, they target rapidly multiplying cells, and cancer cells are, of course, rapidly multiplying. So what do? They kill these rapidly multiplying cells. Now your body has a lot of organs and tissues that have rapidly multiplying cells. One of those organs is your GIT, the gut. Now remember what you said in the beginning? Every time we say about what do we say about the gut? Before you start fixing any chronic or health condition, fix the gut. We keep singing that. I have even put out videos on my YouTube just labeled the gut, the gut. Go on my YouTube Health and Wellness Spot and simply type gut, Health and Wellness Spot, gut. You will see so many videos that I'm talking about the gut and how to fix the gut. Why am I always talking about fixing the gut? And you people ignore it thinking that now there's another solution. When I tell somebody fix the gut, they think, but I have arthritis. Why would I fix the gut? I'm telling you, fix the gut because the gut is the source of that arthritis. I am diabetic, doctor. Should I fast? You fix the gut if you're diabetic or you're not. Why? Because the gut is very important and the gut has rapidly multiplying cells. Imagine you can mess that gut for 5 decades, but you need about 14 to 28 days to fix the same gut. The same to the liver. So the body is designed perfectly to actually protect you. So this gut, you know very well, when you're burnt by something, let's say you took something hot, maybe tea or coffee or a hot potato, and you got burnt in your mouth, you get the sores. How long does it take for you to clear those sores? Let me see those people who listen to their bodies. If you burn your mouth with tea, and then you have those peelings from your mouth, the epithelial cells in the mouth are destroyed. How long does it take you to fix that mouth? Somebody is saying 3 days. It will never take you 3 days. It cannot get to 3 days. It cannot even get to a day. It's very minimal time because these cells that line the mouth all the way to and they are rapidly multiplying. So you get new cells every time. Every time you burn yourself, you remove that shit in your mouth, and the next hour you're feeling okay. You even forgot. And also remember, your saliva has enzymes, has hormones, has this mucus, and all the everything that is supposed to fix, even immune cells. And the painkillers, the natural painkillers are in saliva. So they fix that problem so fast that you will not even realize. So you bite yourself, and the next an hour or two, you're okay already because those cells have been worn out already. You've replaced them with new cells. But that is because they are rapidly multiplying. What does that tell you? That tells you that cancer chemotherapy, the drugs for cancer, will target these mouth cells. This is the reason why number one side effect is oral, the ulcers and the gastritis. Because the cancer cells target these rapidly multiplying epithelial cells non-selectively. As they are targeting the rapidly multiplying cancer cells, they are also targeting your rapidly multiplying normal cells. And therefore, you end up having issues with your mouth, the ulcers in the mouth. The ulcers and gastritis, they'll tell you they have all these issues. Cancer drugs target the GIT because of rapidly multiplying cells. You know very well, if you've gone through an experience with chemo, once you injected that chemo, you will need an antiemetic. You will need a drug to stop you from vomiting. That is ondansetron, that is mostly used. This ondansetron is going to stop you from vomiting as a side effect of the chemotherapeutic agent. Now listen, it has not even started helping you recover from cancer. You're already having side effects. So before you even get the effects of this drug, you're having the side effects already. Hello? Imagine you're taking in chemotherapeutic agent through your vein. And before it even helps you fight cancer, you're already vomiting. You're already getting the side effects of that drug. Do you relate? Hey, I thought I should get recovery, then I get the side effects as the drug continues. But I'm getting the side effects before I even get the therapy. Ah, I think I'm overthinking. No, let's take some water. So fasting is very important for you. We are also trying to heal inflammation so that cancer does not spread. We're also going to get ketone bodies as alternative sources of energy to glucose. And these are energy molecules that cancer cells don't know how to utilize. Therefore, we are going to heal ourselves from cancer because we are going to deny cancer cells the energy for the food, which is glucose, because cancer survives on glutamine and glucose. When you're fasting, none of the two is coming in. Therefore, cancer cells cannot even multiply. And then you're supplying them with ketone bodies, which are coming from burning fat. Now, ketone bodies are the best energy sources for your brain. That's why when you're fasting, your mental clarity is high. Your spirituality is fixed because you're reconnecting with your spiritual world and the realm. So you're denying cancer cells the energy. You're giving them ketone bodies that are anti-inflammatory, which basically clear inflammation in the system. Therefore, cancer cannot spread. We are also denying cancer glucose because when we are serving them ketone bodies, cancer cells don't know how to utilize ketone bodies. They love glucose. They love environment that is highly acidic, basically a pH of 5.5. They love an environment that is low in oxygen. So what are we doing? As we are enjoying the sun, as we are breathing good air, as we are having our sleep, and good sleep comes with fasting, as we are denying ourselves eating intentionally, not shakahola. We are denying ourselves intentional, not that we cannot afford the food, but we just want to stay away from food for some time to fix our systems. We are suppressing cancer. Oh goodness. How? And it's free. Fasting is free. So number one side effect, of course, oral ulcers and gastric ulcers and the chronic gastritis. Number two, of course, the nausea and vomiting. You know, you inject once, they are vomiting instantly. Nausea and vomiting is there. So that is the GIT symptoms. On the skin, on the integumentary system, the skin, you start losing hair. You start having thin hair and very brittle hair. The good thing is the last one that goes is the eyelashes. So ladies, sometimes when you wear those those eyelashes that you blink from so far, please tell us something. Is there something that we need to know? Are you okay? Because chemotherapeutic agents can actually clear your hair, and it's non-selective, not just on your head, everywhere, including your pubic hair. Of course, on your pubic hair you have some advantage, but you see that that is capitalizing on the side effects of chemotherapeutic agents, so we cannot go that direction. Okay? So yes, you lose hair, you'll have very brittle hair, very bad hair, you'll start having very rough skin, and now you need to apply coconut oil. But what do you do, ladies, when you have a rough skin? You go and buy a whole kit of skin products that are rich in mercury that will destroy your kidneys and your liver. And the liver is the home that produces your immunoglobulins, your immune system. Your kidneys are the ones that protect you from getting anemia. They protect you, they filter chemicals and toxins out of the body. But you bring in a skin product that is actually carrying mercury that destroys your kidneys. And then you're wondering where you started getting hypertension from. You're wondering how your cancer is not disappearing from your system. So please, simply use coconut oil on your skin. If you've suffered these consequences, a patient who has cancer and taking chemotherapy, start using coconut oil. It's very good for your skin, okay? So that is the skin. Loss of hair and dry skin. Very dry and very bad rough skin. Starts to crack. Another one, of course, when it comes to the gonads, the reproductive system, of course, you lose your ovaries. And this can be temporary or permanent sterilization. So you lose your manhood, you lose your ovaries, and therefore permanent or temporary sterility and infertility. So now you see, as we go down to get to the side effects, each of them is coming in. And you see, these drugs also mess up your kidneys. And they are part of the drugs that are highly toxic to the kidneys and the liver. So when they mess up your kidneys, what do you expect? You will be unable to excrete salt. So problems with water retention. You will be unable to convince your bone marrow to give you red blood cells. That tells you anemia is there. And you see, even before I talk about the kidneys, another side effect coming from the skeletal muscle, skeletal system, the bones, bone marrow suppression, severe bone marrow suppression. Now, you might treat cancer and come back with severe bone marrow suppression. Therefore, your immunity will be low. Therefore, infections come in. And also remember, the chemotherapeutic agents suppress your immunity through this mechanism. So that's another side effect, low immunity. That's why the ladies will keep on having the recurrent yeast infections. Therefore, still be on antibiotics. So you just take one chemotherapeutic agents. You have bad skin, you have mouth and gastric ulcers, you have severe nausea and vomiting, you have bone marrow suppression, you have kidney disease and kidney failure, you have loss of hair, you have nerve damage, you have metallic taste in your mouth, and even sometimes loss of taste and sensations in your mouth because they destroy the taste buds. And now each one of these, we need another drug. Now you end up with a prescription with more than 10 drugs. Now you understand the basics because you actually took one drug that messed up your system. And that's the reason why I always insist that drugs don't come with side effects, but drugs do. So it's up to you to think twice about that. So you still have even fatigue. And even after radiation, these people come out with a lot of fatigue. So these side effects are running across the board. Whether it's radiation, whether it's chemotherapy, they are running across the board. If it's surgery, you come back with complications of surgery. And again, after the surgery, for example, the breast, you remove the part that is actually having the cancer, and then you have to again do a radiation to kill the remaining cells. Because surgery cannot remove all those cells. But even if you're doing a radiation therapy, you're actually exposing your cells and your DNA to mutation. That is another form of cancer. So therefore, another side effect of cancer drugs is cancer. And cancer therapy is cancer. So if you are literally, totally, and 100% relying on chemotherapeutic agents to actually help you recover from cancer, how about the cancer that will come as a side effect of the same drugs? How about the low immunity? How about the severe anemia because of bone marrow suppression? How about osteoporosis because of the weak bones? How about the kidney damage? How about the liver failure? How about the hair loss and the bad skin? How about the brain damage and the nerve damage? How about the next cancer that is coming in? Are you able? Is your salary able to help you treat all these conditions that are coming with one chemotherapeutic agent? So instead of singing that the government should provide these drugs, we should be singing that our dietary guidelines should be reviewed. That our dietary guidelines should be reviewed. And we should just stop following guidelines because your great grandfather had no guidelines for diets. If they had a guideline, it was here. So they had the blueprint already in their heads for dietary modification, the guidelines. Not the ones that came in 1977 through South Africa. And South Africa, I think South Africa is having a serious problem because South Africa is the one that is actually bringing in a lot. I don't know if it's because you got independence late. South Africa is the country that's actually allowing a lot of these things that are coming in from the West. So some of the things we learn from South Africa, as you rely to the government to bring you. Now you see, it's the scheme that I told you, the agriculture and the food industry, agriculture, food industry, and then the big pharma. And then in between is the media. So the media will advertise this. And then you buy them, you eat those foods. The same media will advertise chemotherapeutic agents to you and surgery. So as much as you sit there and think that your regulatory bodies and the government is supposed to come in and change your life, your health is your own personal concern. You know the government's? That same government brought in GMO seeds. That same government brought you the fake fertilizer. And now the insurance companies are coming in with these new packages for cancer people. Let me laugh. Your famous insurance company is coming in with the new package for the cancer people. That now we can give you an insurance cover for chemotherapy, we give you an insurance cover for surgery, and then we'll give you an insurance cover for the aftermath of what these things cost you. So keep eating what you're eating. We have a solution for you. Keep doing the same things that you've been doing all through. We have a solution for you. Keep living the same things, the same lifestyle, but expect different results because we will bring different results through our solutions, the insurance policies. Do you listen? And then we'll make sure that we advertise this insurance policy on the media. But before we advertise this insurance policy on the media, we will make sure that the same media sells you fear, tells you how bad cancer is. We put billboards of people who have died from these bad conditions to scare you. Once you're scared, even your immune system goes down because your immunity starts from your head. Once you bought the fear successfully, of course, I have you as a client for a lifetime. So anytime you log into that TV station or that radio station, you're seated there in the morning listening to those two gentlemen, thinking they care about you, that they care about your marriage. They care about making numbers and profits. For them, it's a job. The other radio station that hired that lady who eats everything, you think they care about you. They care about the numbers that are coming with this lady. There's no authenticity at all in the media houses. They're there running their advertisement every time. You're seated there on the jump listening to your favorite media presenter. You're seated there thinking that your favorite politician will say something today. Says nothing about cancer because he has no idea. Right now, doctors are on strike. Nobody's saying anything. The systems are rogue, but the same doctors who are on strike, even if something is said, they still come back and regurgitate the same things, the same syllabus that they studied. A syllabus that's actually coming from the West. We have no problem with the medical syllabus and the pharmacy syllabus and the nutrition syllabus. We don't have a problem. We have a problem with you regurgitating the same syllabus and not asking questions that need to be asked. You have the knowledge. Your patient or your client doesn't have this knowledge. You have the knowledge about medicine. You don't ask these questions because you're part of that scheme. You're actually one of the rogue people. You sit back. And by the way, let me give you a story. If you ever walk in that cancer center, now you see we have centers nowadays. We isolate those centers. Why? Because we know if these fumes and these chemicals come in contact with with other people, we will have an overload in these cancer centers because these drugs are actually going to cause cancer. So we make sure we isolate you into a center, just like the Diabetic Society. So now when you walk into that center, you see the desperation on these people's faces. These people are even thinking they will die. So if they survive from this cancer through this chemotherapy, they celebrate it. They celebrate it by cutting cakes without even knowing it's actually going to take them back.